What is going on, everybody? This is Rawstar of the Misfit Effect, and of course, I'm joined with my wonderful, beautiful, spectacular, always fun to be around co-host, the lovely Miss Sarah Lace.
Yeah, thank you. Welcome back, everyone. It is a new year, and we're so excited to bring you a new special guest. But before I introduce her, well, actually, no. First, I want to say happy fucking birthday, Rostar. I really wanted to
Oh,
just start by saying that. Happy fucking birthday. I won't ask
43.
how old you are, but oh,
40, I would say, I don't even 40, I
right.
would be 43 years
You said
old. Jesus Christ.
right, here we are, another year older. But, anyways, we have the timeless beauty with us today, the gorgeous and the wonderful Kayla Luna. So, hello,
Hi.
mommy.
Hello. Thanks for having me and happy birthday, Roster.
Thank you very much. Thank you, I really appreciate it.
43 years young, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, I feel every bit of 43 from my head to my neck to my back to my feet, my toenails.
Oh
I mean
gosh.
I feel it in my cuticles.
Yeah, aging sucks, honestly. Like after 30, you're just like, I don't want, just stop it. Just stop it. No more.
Oh my God. See, I'm not there yet. I'm still 28, but
Oh,
it
lucky you.
is. Still in that young and dumb phase, not gonna lie. But we're maturing day by day.
Every day you grow more as a human being, right?
Exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly.
I feel like I'm going backwards at some points.
It
Yeah,
depends.
regressing. You got
It
that Benjamin
depends.
Button disease.
No, I mean no, like I evolved to a point and now everything is going away. You know.
Oh no.
It's like, you used to be able to run, can't do that no more, you
Oh
know.
gosh. You're just like, I'm just gonna be a couch for them now from now on, right?
Look,
Oh,
you don't have to do much to have someone sit on it. So
hell
as
yeah.
long as you know how to use your words and your tongue.
Yeah, 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 but you still gotta, be able to angle and do the rest of that stuff, and that
It's hard
still
work.
takes work.
It's
You still gotta drink your water, do some type of squats, and you know, have
true.
like take your maca,
That's true. That's true. There's steps to it. There's steps to it. But anyways, um, so Kayla, can you describe yourself for those of them who are unfortunate enough to not know who you are yet and what
Sure.
is it that you do in the industry?
So I am a trans hardcore performer. Um, I kind of have, I mean, I'm all over the place, like as far as roles, but I'm definitely kind of on the geeky side. I call myself, like the girl next door type of thing. I like to be approachable, but still cute and still kind of getting those urges stirring, if you know what I mean.
Mhm.
But yeah, I love what I do. I mean, I've been doing content creation for a couple years now, and then just about like a year and a half ago, I decided to do. I really just wanted to push with the studio work, and so I started to give that a shot, and it's been going pretty great so far. I got. About six nominations last year, which was really
Oh,
exhilarating.
heck
Like my
yeah.
first year, yeah, first year trying, and I was like, maybe if I get one, that would be nice. And I was like, oh damn, okay, five for the TEAs, and then I got one for the AVNs. So I got the taste now, and I want to bring home an award. So I'm making that push. Gonna see how far I go, and all the while, just gonna keep churning out the content because that's what's a lot of fun. That's my wheelhouse. That's my joy, is meeting new people, getting to know them on a very intimate level, and turning out that content to see, what stirs the other people, the audiences.
I love that. And what was it that first inspired you to become an adult performer?
Um, well, when I like my younger days, like when digital camera, like when we were able to take pictures
Mhm.
and not have to worry about a photographer, or I mean a developer, you know what I mean, like a going to save-ons or whatever, if that dates me. To, see what they would see of my pictures. I started to just kind of take pictures of myself, and this was before I transitioned, but I definitely liked to take shots where I was covering my chest and had my legs together and like not really show my face. And then I would, post that online, and I really liked the reactions I got, and
Mhm.
just the attention, and um, definitely a lot of people were not aware that I was, assigned male at birth from those pictures, and that felt very validating and exciting for me.
Mhm.
So I kind of started with that, and that was just for personal kicks. That was just for a pleasure thing. And I kind of just did that on and off over the years, and then I transitioned. I kind of started figuring it out, where I was just like, it's not just about the pictures and getting the attention. It's just like, this is how I am. This is who I am. This
Yeah,
is
being
what feels
comfortable
good to
comfortable in
me.
your body.
Huh?
As it being comfortable in your own body and being able
Exactly.
to express who you are as a person,
Mhm.
as an individual, and want
Yeah.
everybody to see like this is me, this is who I am. I understand.
Absolutely. Just wear that on the outside, instead of hiding it on the inside. Because I grew up in an area where I wasn't feeling safe to be that. And so when I finally kind of escaped that environment and was able to just be more honest with myself and expressive, it just felt so right. And I have never regretted a moment of coming out. And despite the obstacles, um, but then I'd say like during COVID was when I started to really do the content thing. I think that's a story a lot of people might share in on, because especially people who are sex positive, you know what I mean? And you're used to intimacy and getting physical as a way of getting to know people, and just as a device for pleasure and fulfillment in life. And with suddenly, I was living alone at the time. So when we got quarantined and everyone was like forced to stay inside, it was just like, holy shit, okay, like I am just I didn't realize how badly I wanted this. Like the attention, the affirmations, that intimacy. So I started to create content and put it on OnlyFans. Just I was like, well, I've always done this for just for fun. Let's see how I can make some money. I wanted to save up for surgeries I know I wanted to get, and were going to be prohibitively expensive. So just started doing that, and it took off for me, and I was able to quit my boring corporate job after a couple years, and have just been doing this ever since.
That's so awesome to hear. Like, because one thing is learning your body positivity when you are in the industry, and it's a completely other, even more beautiful thing to learn that even before, and to just come into yourself and be like, this is what I was given, and this is beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. I am such an appreciator of all body types. I think it's gorgeous, and I just love when people really, when you can tell they're feeling themselves, and I just, like back when I would used to go to like the sex clubs and all that, and it was just, you see all kinds of people there, and it was just, it's such a beautiful thing when everyone's just accepting of their own bodies and other people's bodies, and just having that excitement to explore each other and what makes us tick and what makes us, get down to the lizard brain part of us, just that pleasure core.
Or you don't think about anything outside of what is happening in that moment, and you just get that
Absolutely.
release.
It is amazing. It's hypnotic, right? And therapeutic.
Absolutely. And I love how being in this industry, we are given the tools essentially to be able to give that feeling to other people.
Absolutely. It's such a thrill, for hearing from fans and hearing from people that tell you, what they love, and like how you make them feel, and the obsession is so empowering too. You know what I mean? It's a real trip. I'm having so much fun.
What has been your favorite part of the industry so far?
um, I think first thing that comes to mind is just meeting a lot of the people.
Mhm.
The peers. There's the people who, uh, whether they joined for different reasons or having different experiences, there's still this like common thread amongst us of just the appreciating this almost as an art, not just a means of money. And I've just made a lot of really great connections and great friends, whether they're been co-stars or producers or anything like that. It's just the meeting people, or podcast people like yourselves. Everyone in the industry just sharing that passion is really great. Because you can definitely make some friends in the world that are so detached and don't like to talk about sex, or really it makes them uncomfortable.
Mhm.
And it kind of, it makes you feel ousted. It makes you feel kind of like a weirdo, you know what I mean? Where you're just like, oh, well, I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to get at something with you. This isn't like, ulterior motives. It's just, let's talk about it. Isn't this an interest of yours, or isn't this something that is pleasurable for you? So when you find people in the industry who have that same level of intimacy and comfort with themselves, it feels like a really good connection. And I just adore the people I've met and are still friends with to this day.
That's amazing. So, what is the first like convention or industry event that you went to?
Huh, that's a good question. I'm trying to think of where the dates kind of fall. I
Mhm.
mean, I'm going to Exotica. This is my second time going to one in New Jersey.
Mhm.
Um, there was that one, and then it was also like when I went to the AVNs when I got nominated. I had never gone to any of the award shows before, so when
Mhm.
I had that nomination, I was like, well, I don't think I'm going to win, but I better show up,
Yeah.
just because my name's out there, like people to see, meet me and know that I'm here. Um, and so I went to the AVN award show, and I was overwhelmed just because it was so big and it was amazing. It was so much fun, but I was also like, oh my God, there's so many people here, just so many bombshells and big stars and all this other stuff. I just feel like I'm, just a little bit out of my league here. Uh, and then following that was I went to the TEA show, the Trans Erotica Award show. And that's a smaller event, but that felt a little more comfortable because that was a lot of more people that I pay attention to, other trans performers, and having us all there and all those producers and all those people that work with us all in one place, it felt a little more filtered down, and it was a little less overwhelming, and that was fantastic. I had an incredible time at the Tees. They had, even they had me come up and present one of the awards, which was an honor. You know what I mean? That was just such a nice time. Um, and yeah, so I think that was probably like the second event I went to. And then before that must have been Exotica last year, where I was just like, I'm just going to go check it out, walk around and make some networking. And it was fantastic. I am considering going to maybe some of the Exotica events that are elsewhere in the country this upcoming year. We'll see. But have you guys ever gone to Exotica?
Yes, I have been to all of them actually.
Really? Okay. Which ones are your favorite? Like, what location do you think does it the best?
I will say, if you want to think about it money wise and like just people wise, Jersey is absolutely the best. One,
Mm,
there is so many more people because they're coming not just from Jersey, but from New York as well.
yes.
And you also get to see more creators from that area, like too.
Yeah. No, I
Um,
love that because I think, because I live in New York City right now.
mhm,
And everyone knows, oh, Miami, LA, Vegas are all big like porn capitals, basically.
mhm,
Uh, and it's a shame that New York doesn't have more of that because there's so many great talents here. And
yeah.
of course, the rent's stupid high, but and I think the other reason is because it gets really cold for a good part of the year, whereas in LA and Miami, you can just kind of be dressed in a t-shirt and jeans and looking sexy year round, whereas here comes winter in New York, you're all bundled up. But there is an incredible amount of talent in this area, and so I agree with you. I think it's really exciting to see them all finally being able to come to one place like Exotica, New Jersey.
Mhm. And then my second favorite one would be Chicago.
Yeah?
haven't been, definitely recommend that one. It's like, I would say maybe half the size of Jersey sometimes.
Uh-huh.
They do base it according to how many vendors they have and how many people they
Mm.
estimate to be there. But like they do have like skywalk bridges from the hotel.
Ooh.
So
Oh,
even
that's
though
nice.
it's cold, you can literally go from the garage to the convention
Oh,
and
that's amazing.
they will.
The host hotel is the one that's connected to,
Yeah, well,
right?
there's
That's
three hotels connected.
oh, fantastic. Oh, wow. Okay,
Yeah,
cool. That's
yeah.
nice because I know, like, if you're someone like me, you want to dress a little skimpy,
Mhm.
and it's kind of like a little embarrassing if you're like, okay, well, I'm leaving from a hotel that's not affiliated with this convention at all. So you're like, all right, I gotta like put on a bunch of layers, get in the car, or whatever. When I get there, then I'll kind of undress and get into like my outfit. So knowing that you could just walk from your hotel room right into the convention sounds incredible.
Mhm. That's honestly one of my favorite things about it, besides like the vibes, because it is a little smaller, so it feels more homey, you know?
Yeah,
I like
I
that's
love
the
that.
great thing about it. But
Mhm.
both of them, considering the time of year they are really cold. So I always
Yeah,
recommend for people to bring their like Uggs or like whatever winter wear they have, because it may or may not have like a splash of snow.
yeah.
It won't stick, but they'll it happened last year or the year before. But yeah, get
That's
cold,
fun.
guys.
Are you guys going to be at the AVNs this year?
So she might be. I've never been to an AVN.
Really?
I've been in the adult industry for years, and I've never been to AVN because here's the thing with me. It's like I love my peers and everything, but the thing is, it's like everybody's going there to make money,
Mm,
and the only thing I would be there doing is if I'm there is to record somebody, you know.
yeah.
And we've been up for AVNs and stuff, but it's like I know certain people who are going to win. So I'm like, I will support
Yeah.
the nomination. I appreciate the nomination, but yeah.
I feel the same way. That's why, like, when I said, like, I got nominated, I'm like, well, I don't think I'm going to win because I know how this industry is, but just the honor to be nominated. So I know what you mean. Um, the expo, like I said, the expo was a little overwhelming, but kind of exciting. This year, I'm going into it a little more prepared. I will be signing at some booths this year, which I'm looking forward to because last year I kind of like jumped. They're like, "Hey, do you want to sign?" I was like, "Yeah, sure," but I'm not really prepared. This year, I'm prepared, so I'm looking forward to that opportunity to kind of like come at this with a little more awareness and not just completely in the dark like I did last time.
Heck
And
yes.
let's hear the question. I've only been to the Exoticas when they were in LA, and
Oh,
they're not even in LA anymore.
oh, they're not.
No,
No,
that was forever ago.
Oh my god.
that's how
Okay.
old I am. This is like 2000 and this is like 2000 and like 10.
Yeah. Speaking of LA, I saw I noticed, you guys' name's Burbank Misfits. Are you based out of Burbank?
So here's the deal. When the name officially started,
Hmm.
is me and my the previous co-host. We're known as the Burbank Misfits. It was
Hmm.
our group we started back woo
Back in the old days.
back in back we started using the name Burbank Misfits in '08 because we both lived in Burbank.
Uh-huh.
But it goes back to us in college when we got kicked off the
Oh,
radio a few times because of things that we both were saying in Indiana, mind you. And like this is like 2005. Um, so when we started it, we started like the name, and then it was the Misfits thing came along, and then when my co-host didn't want to do the podcast anymore, this beautiful, gorgeous woman right here stepped up and was like, "I'll do it, Raw," and I'm like, "Yay, Sarah Lace!" And yeah,
That's awesome.
but
I grew up in the Los Angeles area, so that's why I was like, oh, like Burbank.
I still live in LA. I don't
Oh,
live in
cool.
Burbank anymore though. I was in Burbank for let's see, a total of 5 years of my 17 years in LA.
Oh, cool.
I'll take that back. No, 15 years in LA. So five of my
Very
15
nice.
years I lived here.
So
Oh, that's
he's the Burbank and I'm the misfit.
I love it. Oh,
So,
that's so much
um,
fun.
so that does bring me to a question though. How
Sure.
did you come up with your name?
Oh, I mean, I wish I could come up with something really deep. It's kind of a play off my my real name. It's not too far from it, but I won't divulge too much of that.
Yeah.
And I originally went by Kaela Moon, but I was noticing that there's a lot of other trans performers with the last name Moon, and I was noticing that like you go to one of those free sites where a lot of your stuff gets leaked. If I typed in Kayla Moon, I was getting their results above mine. You know what I mean? So I was like, and I think there was actually another trans performer who also went by Kayla Moon at the same time. Like, of course, I tried searching before I started going under that name and didn't see anything. So we must have started simultaneously. And if I'm not mistaken, I think she passed away.
Oh,
There was something I saw about that. She spelled her name Kayla a little bit different from me, I think. I think she spelled it with a Y instead of an E.
Mhm.
But between all those things, I was like, you know what? I was like, let me rebrand, So I went with Kayla Luna instead. And I do like it better. I like Kayla Luna a little bit more. But, you know, I stuck with the moon theme because I love space stuff. I'm just such a nerd. I get so just fascinated by all kinds of things. I have a tattoo from the Voyager satellite, the golden record and the etchings on there. I took one of the diagrams from there. It's actually the pulsar map, and I have that like on my calf, and it's one of those things that like most people when they look at it, they don't know what it is, but when the right people know, like I've heard people standing behind me and I've heard them talking about it, I'm like turning around, I'm like, I want to be your friend, you recognize this. That's really cool to me. So I wanted to stick with like the space theme because I love looking up at the stars, and I'm also kind of a space case, so I think it fits.
the
I'll be
question.
honest, I thought it was gonna be like a Sailor Moon reference or something along those
It's funny.
lines.
I used to say when I was Kayla Moon, I used to joke that the middle name is Sailor, just for that reason. But
That
I
is
do love
cute.
Sailor Moon, so it's not a far cry from the inspiration.
So that can bring me into two questions though. But one, what do you do for fun? Like, what do you do
um,
for fun in this world?
as I said, I'm a big geek. I love playing Dungeons and Dragons. That's like one of my go-tos for things. The hard part's finding a good crew. Like
Yeah.
everyone, especially as adults, our schedules are all over the place, so it's hard to kind of like keep a consistent group going. So I'm used to doing like little one shots. I miss the days of having like a dedicated group and being able to do like longer campaigns, but I enjoy that a lot. And uh, beyond that, I'm a huge multimedia consumer. Like I love, especially anything animated. Like that's a passion of mine. Is watching anything from old stuff, like older like Looney Tune stuff to like obscure stuff like Ralph Bakshi. And of course, as we mentioned, like anime is really cool. And then even some of like the newer stuff, I'll check in and see some of the new shows and pay attention to some of the new creators. Uh, and it's just I find it just to be it's such an art. You know what I mean? It's an underappreciated art. I think a lot of people just think like, oh, it's for kids. It's like, no, no, no. Like these are just every frame is an art piece, and there's caricature and there's expressions and there's all these things. There's the voice acting, there's all of this work that goes into creating a good animated piece that I just get so geeky over. As you could probably tell, I'm already starting to talk like that.
I really want to
Um,
know what anime do you like to watch? Like
what anime?
what kind like what's
Well, let's see. I mean, I have all kinds of different ones. It depends on like the mood I'm in. Most of the time these days, I am such a sucker for like the slice of life ones. I think those are just hilarious and just kind of like low stakes. The fantasy ones are cool too. Especially coming from like the D&D brain. I'm just like, oh, this is fun. I watch occasionally some of the shonen stuff, but I tend to kind of get a little like, a cool fighting sequence is great, but I get bored if it's just nonstop fight sequences, over and over again.
Mm.
Like not knocking like Dragon Ball Z because I'm a huge fan of like Dragon Ball and I grew up watching the Frieza arc and the Saiyan arc and all the old the older Dragon Ball Z stuff. But it gets kind of repetitive after a bit, and I'm like, I kind of want to watch. I'm in this for character development and interesting plots and fascinating world building is what I just get really excited over. So um, I tend to stick away from a lot of the mainstream stuff, but I think occasionally I definitely am like, okay, like this is popular for a reason. I need to give it like a full chance. I mean, that being said, I have not watched too much of One Piece. I am definitely intimidated by how many episodes there are. I know I need to catch up with Demon Slayer because everyone's talking about how great the movie is. So I'm like, all right, I think I need to get on that train. But most of the stuff I watch is like the shorter, like they last maybe 12 to 24 season or 24
Episodes,
episodes.
yeah,
Yeah,
24
those are.
seasons. Jesus Christ.
Season.
Yeah, no, sorry, it was a misspoke. Those are my favorites.
I
Those little
I
ones.
mainly watch
Mm.
slice of life in harems.
Yeah.
Those are mainly like literally like I know like Horimiya, for example, that was a more recent one. That
Mm-hmm.
was fantastic. Or I would come down and watch like I'm trying to think of some other ones. More than a married couple, more than a married couple, not lovers. Stuff like I love my slice of life. So a lot of the
Yeah.
ones you probably got into are mainly what I watch. Like I
Okay.
like I like to feel I like feel good animes,
Me too.
and like
Those are much fun. I mean, have
I
you
just
watched like Nichijou and like Azumanga Daioh? Like those ones are just so funny to
uh,
me.
I haven't seen those.
You
Oh my
haven't seen
God.
them? Those are classics. I definitely recommend
Like
them.
no, like is it Tor not Toradora? Is it Toradora
That sounds familiar. I haven't watched it though.
with Two Big Tiger? And like I just finished like the recent season of Rent a Girlfriend.
Oh, I've heard a lot about it, but I haven't watched it yet. The name kind of threw me for a loop. I was like, am I gonna like this or is it gonna be?
I like it. It's pretty good. I
Yeah.
And
Okay.
shut up, but it's really
and
good.
like Kumi can't communicate. Like I watched
Oh, I've heard of that one too. I do like
actually had
that
a
one.
I actually had that post like a poster of her. I gave it away because
Oh.
I don't hang up. Like I bought it at a TwitchCon, but
Uh-huh.
I realized I don't hang up like characters
Yeah.
because one I feel that as an older individual, if I hang up a character
Uh-huh.
in anywhere, it just might look a little weird.
I understand that. I kind of feel the same way. I'm like, I'm a big fan of this, but poster, I'll take like little arts, but not anything like full poster size.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so so I gave it away. So I'm like, someone will hang this up and appreciate it more than I
Hmm.
would, you know.
Yeah.
So, but I love my anime. Like I have a backlog right now that like it was one that I made her watch that she's enjoyed called um 100 Girlfriends Who Really 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 Love Me, and it is
Yeah.
so
That
they
one's on my watch list. That's on my that one's coming up for me at some point. I'm definitely gonna check that one out now that I've heard you talk about it.
they break the fourth wall a lot,
Those are
and
good.
it's so good.
Have you watched Love is War? Kaguya-sama
I
Love is
also
War?
this I started Love is War, and I
Uh-huh.
wasn't the biggest fan of it.
Really? Did you watch
Um,
it dubbed or subbed?
I think because I watched it dubbed.
Dubbed? I like, that's such an age-old debate, but I was going to say that it's a really good dub. And I thought the narrator just cracks me up. Like I love how like just passionate this narrator is and how he talks about these love games like he's watching a sports game or it's like some intricate like battle between two masters of their craft, type of thing. Like I loved just the tone of that show so much.
I just like I don't know. It was just like I only watched the two episodes. I used to give it four.
Hmm.
I used to give them 4 episodes, but I only watched the first two, and I wasn't.
I
couldn't get into it.
Yeah,
It's something with the Don the Don. I had watched 2 episodes of it and
interesting.
I wasn't getting into it, but then someone told me once you get past a certain arc, it gets
Yeah,
so much better. And they
I
were
do
right.
really like Dan to Dan. I it's just it's funny enough, and I love the awkward romances, kind of thing. Like I just think it's so adorable. Like
I
rom-coms,
was
are such a like funny thing. But yeah, you got to be prepared for. I think it's like the seventh episode of the first season is just a gut punch, but it really made me respect the show because the show is like, a little silly and all over the place. Uh, but then here comes this seventh episode, and it's so deep and it's so beautifully like animated, and the story that it tells is just incredible. And that kind of made me sit up and respect the show a little bit more.
yeah, I
Um,
had to get past the witch's arc, basically.
yeah.
They said after the witch arc, it gets better, and I'm like, yeah, you're right. Because if I didn't get past the witch's arc, I wasn't gonna pick it back up.
It's funny that you said like 2 to 4 episodes because my rule used to be 3 episodes, so like an average between those two. I was like, oh yeah, you got to give it like at least 3 episodes before it really starts to like connect, and you get the idea of where the show's going. So, yeah, I think I recommend getting back into that. Have you seen the remake of Ranma One Half?
Oh, what?
Ranma One Half? Do you know the?
No.
Okay, so I love this. So it's based on the manga by Rumiko Takahashi, who did like Inuyasha, and a couple other series that people might be more familiar with, like Meisani Kikyo or Yersei Yatsura. But Ranma One Half, the manga, was a very big influence on me because it's a story of a guy who gets cursed, and when he gets splashed with cold water, he turns into a girl, and then hot water turns him back to a
Oh,
guy.
okay. You're talking about okay.
Yeah, and so as a child reading this and having, knowing these things about myself, but being terrified of expressing myself and getting out, I was like, that's not a curse, that's a blessing. Like, I wish I could go through that. But yeah, but Rumiko has such a way with like her rom coms. Like, she's just so funny, and she has such a great way of portraying like kind of tomboyish guy or girls, and kind of like brain dead guys. Like, they're just very lovable, endearing characters. But
I'm
they
trying to think
had a
of that. I used to remember me think of that made anime. But go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, there was the show had been made into an anime back in, like, I think, like the early '90s, and recently they just given it a reboot, and it's just the line art and the colors, everything's just popping and updated, and it looks so crisp and so great. And as a fan of the manga, there's parts and episodes where I'm like, that's straight right from the page. You know what I mean? Like the way that it's all laid out and all that. So I've been enjoying that. That just came back recently, a second season. So I've been trying to get people to get on that because I think it's just such a fun comedy.
Yeah, you had made me think of Maid Sama.
Maid Sama? I haven't
Like
watched it.
it was one like you like the way you were describing the other one,
Hmm.
I thought of Maid Sama.
Oh, that's cool. I'll have to check it out.
I mean, it's about like a student council president who works part-time as a maid. Just yeah.
That's
And
adorable.
it's good.
Like
Like
at a cafe, like a maid cafe, or like as an at home maid.
I only watched the first episode, but it was really
Okay.
but it made me think of it because I know that I have like 50 animes that I've started that I just haven't went back to.
I'm the same
And
way.
it's not that I dropped it, it's just like I found some that are more like interesting, like Orion Host Club is a really good anime.
That one's on my list. That one's like top of my list right now because I've heard such great things about it.
It's one of those animes that you feel that is a crime that it didn't get a second season.
Oh gosh, I know what you mean.
It
It's just
is
heartbreaking.
so good. And Sarah, you haven't seen it, but Orion Host Club is about you know what a host club is, right?
Oh yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
It's about like people know who like, date you for a second, you make you feel good. And the thing is, a young lady, who they can't tell is a young lady, um, joins the host club, whatever, but she pretends, um, pretends that she's not a young lady. She doesn't deceive him. She just
Mhm.
doesn't correct them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she goes on a date with people, and everybody loves her. It's a really good, cute
Yeah.
anime, and
Anything that kind of
and
plays
she's
with like
poor.
gender is right up my
Oh,
alley. You know what I mean? I'm like,
and
I want to
her
watch that.
and her parent,
Uh-huh.
her dad is a TS.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Fantastic. That's what I'm saying. Like any kind of
Yes.
representation. Um,
Mhm.
have you? I love mentioning the works of Satoshi Kon. Do you know? Are you familiar with him?
I have
Mhm.
to know the titles of his anime of his
So the most well known is Perfect Blue. Like
okay.
that's his most famous. That was like I think his first maybe. That's his most famous. But then he also did Paprika, Millennium Actress. I know I'm missing one, but my favorite is Tokyo Godfathers. And if you haven't seen it yet, it's a Christmas movie. I highly recommend it for Christmas. I know this is going to be just past Christmas, so you may have missed it, but it's not too late if you want to just slip it in. But there's a trans character in that, and I found her to be so inspirational because it's not the most flattering portrayal of a trans woman, but it's so real too because she's aging and she's unhoused. So she's living on the streets. She doesn't have access to hormones or surgery or anything like that. And there's, of course, like our, how it is just in reality for us. She's the butt of a few jokes, but that's just from other characters. It's not really the movie itself kind of making her the butt of the jokes, but she carries herself with so much like grace and like dignity and like pride in herself that it's really like very touching. And she's hilarious and she's just so compassionate and heartfelt, but still like there's this little level of silliness that makes her kind of like relatable. And I absolutely love that movie. So I recommend that to anyone. But if you haven't seen any of Satoshi Kon's work, highly recommend it. Perfect Blue is intense, but it's remarkable and it's been a big inspiration for a lot of Western movies. Like, so a lot of people will tell you that Black Swan is a ripoff of Perfect Blue. And there's pieces from Perfect Blue that people have like taken and like shown to being like Western movies being like they directly took this shot from Perfect Blue, and I think for that was I think it might have been Train Spotting. There's
Mhm.
this I think that's the scene where someone's like soaking in the bathtub, and the way that like the camera is like coming from above looking down on them is like the lighting and everything is like straight out of Perfect Blue. So highly recommend Satoshi
Mhm.
Kon, anything he's done.
I'm definitely gonna watch that. I feel like I have to
Yes,
now. That sounds so good.
it's really
I
good.
just looked at his filmography and movies and
uh,
stuff like that, and the one that I've seen is not like well, it's widely popular. It's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. He was
oh, I love JoJo.
yeah,
Yeah,
he was the director, writer, and animator for that.
he
That's not
was.
yeah.
Oh my god, I did not know that.
Yeah, so that's the only one I've seen of his.
Okay, I would have led with that if I knew he had been involved with that. It doesn't have his typical like style, I
Well, it's
think.
probably his it's his well, one of his early ones, because it's like this, it's the first one that he directed, wrote, and animated. Everything else before that he just worked on.
Gotcha. Interesting. I did not know that. Thank you for teaching me that.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. We got on an anime discussion. I can talk about anime all day.
Yeah, me
And
too.
especially because she likes the same type of anime that I like.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I can go on and on.
Me
Mhm.
Because
too. We can steer the topic away if we need to, but
no,
if we
we
want
don't need to. We don't
to.
need to. Like I'm just letting them know that I love anime.
Yeah, I think the listeners will have understood that by this point because it's probably been like what 20 minutes that we've been talking about anime. So yeah, that's hilarious.
It's like I want to see my dress up darling. That's on my list.
That sounds
That's a
super cute. Oh my god.
That sounds like it could even get raunchy. Like, is it wholesome or raunchy? Like, what would you consider
There's
it?
a fine line in that, especially in anime.
Yeah. I was watching one yesterday and I forgot what the name of it, but it's basically about a ring king and
Uh-huh.
it gets like lewd, but it's not hentai yet. You know,
Yeah.
like
It's
full nipples are showing and like they show a full frontal and I'm like, oh,
I think the term is ecchi. Ecchi is
etchy.
what I think. Yeah, ecchi is what they think they call it when it's not quite hentai, but it's definitely very suggestive and it's like fan servicey, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
And you hear a lot of the
Yeah.
and I'm like,
I mean, we all do that.
okay.
That's me. That's just me walking around the house. You know what I mean? Like, so, I'm like lifting something. I'm just like, ugh. I'm just like, oh, it's so heavy.
I want to say one of my like one of my favorite animes is extremely etchy without being, perverted.
Uh huh.
It's called oh like it's basically two of them, but a world where dirty jokes don't exist. Uh I think I forget the name the first word of it. Um Starts with an S. But it's a world where dirty jokes don't exist. And basically in Japan, like they have basically outlawed anything perverted, so
Oh
porn,
no.
and all that stuff like that. And basically, it's a woman who runs around with underwear on her face, bringing perversion to everything. And I think I've sent one of the parts to you, Sarah. Like one of
Mhm.
the people in the whatever, she's never been experienced to anything perverted herself. And then once is, she is really, really into it and doesn't
Mm-hmm.
know why. And the thing is, the only reason I don't think that's getting in season two is because that character's voice actress passed away, and
Oh.
I don't think they want to continue it on. And
Yeah.
the other one is Yamina's first time, and Yamina's first time basically she is the whole anime is just trying to get laid for the first time, but she's super shy. So she's
Aw.
doing everything to get laid, but then runs away when she has the opportunity to get
Mm-hmm.
laid. And
That's so funny.
but the thing is, I heard they detoured from the manga too much, so they couldn't really do a season two.
Oh, I see.
But
Oh.
that was a hilarious. Those are my funniest two animes I've ever watched, in my opinion.
Have you
And
oh sorry, go on.
go ahead, no, I'm listening.
I was gonna say, have you watched Excel Saga?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay, that when people talk about like funny animes, that's my go-to. That came out, I think that was late 90s, early 2000s. Um, and I mean, I've read a little bit of the manga, but the whole joke of the show, and they do it in the first episode, is that the author of the manga authorized them to make an anime on based on his manga, and they decided like, oh, we're going to only do it loosely based on your manga.
Hmm.
And the first episode, they actually send the main character after to kill the manga artist. And they just the entire thing goes off the rails. Every episode is like a parody of a different genre. Like the second episode is like a parody of like action movies, and they do like horror movies or like office dramas. Every episode just keeps switching it up, and everything is tongue in cheek. Everything's bizarre. The main girl talks so fast that like if you're watching it subtitles are just flying by because she's just ranting and screaming half the time. It's so bad that the dub version, her voice actress had to get replaced halfway through because she tore her vocal cords just trying to
Oh
do this
wow.
performance. Yeah, it gives you an idea of
Yeah.
just how hysterical this character is. And there's like, they have all the tropes. They just, if you're a huge fan of anime, I highly recommend it because so many of the joke there's just so many references and nods to like anime, to Japanese cinema, to Western media, just thrown in there, just rapid fire. Like you cannot get bored, but you can get overwhelmed. I would say, you know what I mean. Like this show doesn't slow down at all, but it can sometimes just being like, oh my god, I need to take a break from this because it's just so chaotic. So I highly recommend it. And in the last episode, they definitely were like, we're about to go off the air, so we're just gonna like we're gonna go as perverted as we can without it being hentai, and we're gonna say all the offensive things because fuck you guys, we're going off the air anyways, and it's a remarkable send off.
You just remind me of an
Um,
anime called Recreators because like,
Recreators.
but the only thing that sucks about it is it's only subbed. I wish it was
Okay.
dubbed so I could watch it again because I
Yeah.
work sometimes and I can't concentrate. But basically the game, well, the animes, they come out of the into the real world,
Oh
and
no.
some don't care. Like they want to meet the people who created them and why they make their story that way. And
Uh-huh.
then there's others who are mad because they made their story that way. Like if you had a really good story of like, you're living your life, you want to
Hmm.
say thank you. But if you have a tragic backstory that all your family members are being killed, you like, oh, I'm gonna kill you. So that's recreators.
Okay. I'll have to take a look at it.
Yeah, and you
Um, Go on.
go ahead, go no. I
Oh, I
had
was
one
gonna
more.
ask. Well, I was gonna ask. Do you have a favorite Studio Ghibli movie? And this is a question for both of you
Um,
guys.
oh, House Moving Castle.
That's a good one. I think that's one of my favorites, just out of the scope of it. It was so beautiful, so well told, and love all the characters. Like that is definitely one of my favorites as well.
my favorite is Spirited Away, but I also just saw Poyo,
Classic.
the Poyo,
Ponyo.
Yeah.
Ponyo. And the only thing that got me with Ponyo was I feel that the adults
Uh-huh.
aren't adulting at
Yeah.
all.
I
It's
mean,
Like,
very true.
we do that sometimes.
No,
no,
that's
I
true
mean, no, I
too.
mean that's true, but like, it's like they can't drive. They let this little girl who's like 7 years old. I don't know who she is. I want to leave. All right, go ahead and go out in the rain.
Yeah, go peace.
Okay, peace.
Well, anyone who grew up with Pokemon is used to that, right? And the game is just like, you're 10 years old. Here's a Pokedex. Here's a monster. Go on out there. Have fun. Go
Yeah.
fight criminals.
Because I was watching it with someone. I'm like, Jesus Christ! Like,
Everyone's incompetent.
but you might
That's
like
hilarious.
you might like an anime called Are You Willing to Fall in Love with a Pervert as long as they are a cutie?
I mean, normally when people bring up titles, I'm like, oh yeah, I know this one or I've heard of this one. You have mentioned at least half of the ones you've mentioned I have never even heard of before. This is
And,
fantastic for
and this
me.
one in particular basically is that someone like the whole premise, I can say the premise. Someone hides underwear in his drawer
Uh-huh.
and he's in a club. So it's like I think it's six girls in the club and basically he doesn't know who did it. And the thing is, this is like a harem. He's trying to figure out who put it in there, and
Uh-huh.
each girl has um a different kink.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not gonna say which kink like they have, but
Mm-hmm.
they have one of the extreme kinks that you're not expecting, and he
Okay.
just goes through experiencing like learning what they're into. And
Fascinating. I like that.
it's really, really good.
I think of the like more perverted animes I've seen in recent times that I really enjoyed was Monster Musume.
I've seen
Did you
that.
watch that one?
I've seen that. I
You
like
seen that
that.
one? I like that one. I mean, just because I have a little bit like a monster girl kink myself. So that was just fantastic because I love Lamias personally. I was like, oh, if I could be any mythical creature, I'd be a Lamia 100%. And I think that's the way they portrayed her with just like constantly wanting to like cuddle because she's a snake and she wants body warmth and like but it ends up always like choking the guy. I thought that was really funny. So I did like that one. So would you recommend these to me like if that's kind of the same
I
thing I'm
think I
looking
think I think I
for?
would really enjoy it. I think
Okay.
because like with me it's like because I love Dragon Ball Z, but I can
Mhm.
also get down with slice of life. Like I'm
Yeah.
not there's a lot of like what they call mecha. Like I really can't get down with a lot of mechas, but there are one or two mechas animes that I enjoy. Like
Mhm.
when it comes down to like really extreme fighting ones. Like I can't get into Fairy Tail or uh Naruto or stuff like that.
Mm.
But yeah, so it depends. And like each genre has its own subgenre where you can really
Hmm.
enjoy because you
Well,
never know.
if it
Like
helps, I will. Ranma One Half is, some people consider it a harem anime. It's got a lot of great girls.
you said what?
Ranma One Half. Since I'd mentioned that earlier, I was saying that is a harem anime. Like some people consider it a harem anime. So I don't know if that's going to intrigue you to maybe watch it.
Me, it will.
One of the girls is my favorite. Shampoo is just so adorable. I love her. So I think you might, and maybe I was just gonna throw that in there, maybe bait you to watch
Oh
it.
my, I'll add it right now to my anime list.
Okay, fantastic.
That's the only way I can remember what I watched
Hell yeah.
at this point because there are too many animes in this world for me to
Yeah.
even remember. And then I'm like, oh, that sounds like a good anime because I don't know the title. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I seen this already.
Yeah.
Like
Sarah, I
Rosario
was
the
gonna
Vampire. Like I had stopped
Oh,
watching anime.
I saw a couple of those. Yeah.
I
I
had
like
stopped watching
that
anime for
one.
so long, and
That one
then
gets steamy. I like
Mm.
that.
I'm like, oh, I like this, and it brought me
Hmm.
back to anime. So
I do like a few of the queer animes I've seen I really like. I loved Yuri on Ice was so cute. Um
that's on my
what I
watch
just
list.
Yeah, I recommend. It's very cute, very very wholesome. I like I'm in love with the villainess. Have you heard that one?
Oh, I've seen
Mm.
that.
You seen that one? I
I've
love that
seen that.
one. That
Oh
was a
my
lot of fun.
God, I love that
Um,
movie.
I want to
I'm
know.
sorry, Sarah.
I was gonna ask Sarah, like, do you have a favorite anime?
I don't know if I would have one favorite,
Uh
but I
huh.
guess the most memorable one that always pops up
Hmm.
in my head is it okay to pick up a girl in a
In a
dungeon?
dungeon, I haven't
Yeah.
started it yet, but if you recommend it, I'll put that at the top of my list too.
Yeah, I
It's,
absolutely love that one and Rent a Girlfriend. So I'm
Okay,
really
that's
it's,
second
excited.
recommendation for
it's
Rent a Girlfriend. Got it.
Sarah, the one that she just said, the villainous one.
Uh
Yeah.
huh.
I think you will enjoy that one.
Ooh.
Like it's really good, and she doesn't she has no chill factor,
Yeah.
which makes it makes it so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lead. So, I mean, for just so you know, Sarah, it's an isekai, and the lead is the protagonist is a woman, and she gets sucked into this like dating sim where you're supposed to date one of these three guys that are suitors at like this like fantasy, high school type, fancy private school type of thing,
Mhm.
but she has never had a crush on any of those guys. She's played this game so many times and wants the villainess who is supposed to be like her rival in it. It's like this very prestigious, haughty type of girl who like puts her down and is trying to compete with her for these guys. And she's just like doesn't care about these guys at all. She just wants this girl and she loves like she has like a bullying kink basically. And she's
Yeah,
just
Yeah.
egging this girl on. And I think like one of my favorite bits is like the girl like steps on her shoe and is just like, oh, like, I'm sorry. Did I step on your shoe? I thought it was a bug because it was so ugly. And the protagonist is just like harder. She's like, what? She's like, harder. I know you can do it harder. And just like Rosser was saying, like just zero chill. And it is so great.
and
My
and
God.
it is she like someone ask her what her orientation is, and she just says, "Oh, I've never liked dudes before, so."
Yeah.
She's
And
like,
they
I'm
just
gay as fuck.
Yeah, they have like a little brief conversation about it and then they just move on, which is
Move
like
on.
nice, you know what I mean? When it's not
Yeah.
like, it's not hiding the fact of,
Yeah,
what her orientation is, but it isn't trying to make it like
the
the entire thing, you know what I mean? It's nice to just be like, "Oh, that's what you are. Moving on. That's fantastic."
Hmm. After that conversation, it's like we're just living our lives.
Yeah.
For real.
Oh my gosh.
ah
Honestly, mind you, Rostar does kind of have that kink a little bit. He
Really?
was up. He maybe too. Well, actually, not even TMI because other people know this, so you have to know this too. But he has a little bit of a degradation kink. He's
a
Ooh.
little bit.
So that actually, I mean, I want to hear a little bit more about this. So
like,
like
See, See, I would say this. I've said this before. For me, it's like, when it comes to during the sexual act, whatever, I want someone to beat me up, carry me around, throw me down, tell me I ain't shit, and you just leave me there, and I'd be good. That excites
Uh-huh.
me, you know. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, like, beat me up and call me ugly, please. So.
Well, I want to hear some more about like what kind of like stuff are you guys into? Like what kind of kinks were like what are some of the weirder fetishes that you guys have or that you're curious about?
Hmm. So to start off simple, I am like a bratty sub. I think
Uh-huh.
we've picked that up a little bit. But I really like to be watched, which is kind
Oh,
of
me
normal for this
too.
industry, but it really just like turns me on to be watched.
Me too.
And especially because of the brat kink, I want someone to dominate me.
Uh-huh.
Not like rough, but like almost like in a forceful, like firm kind of way. That's
Mm-hmm.
really like my thing. Kind of just like get me in that subspace, like have me forget about the world and just
Mm-hmm.
tell me what to do.
Absolutely. I feel you on that.
See, and with me, it's like I do the BDSM test, and like I usually have like some that are 100%,
Mm-hmm.
and like degradees always, my misogynist, rope buddy, and submissive are usually like always like 100%. So
Not
basically,
misogynist, masochist.
masochist. I'm sorry, masochist,
He's like, yeah,
masochist,
my misogynist is 100%.
masochist. So like you can tie me up with rope, tell me what to do, beat me, call me ugly, and then since I'm a voyeur, a consensual a voyeur, like just not a cuck, but a voyeur, and
Yeah.
I'll be okay with that.
Yeah. I love that. I don't know if you guys, since we're talking, I brought it up as kink stuff, but what made me think about it was like a little bit of the talk of like degradation or like kind of like the bullying thing. But I'm not sure if you guys are aware of some of the niche content I like to do on the side of my mainstream stuff is giantess content. Are either of you familiar with that?
Yeah,
That
I've never done it, but I've seen a few videos about it, and it's really awesome.
I have so much fun doing it. Because it's as an editor too, as because I was in the corporate world, I was a video editor, and then moving into doing my content and like the giantess fetish is something I've had personally. And
Mhm.
so it's fun as like a challenge of like, getting this angle that puts the viewer into that headspace and then playing with the sounds, when I drop it into Premiere and I'm like, all right, I'm going to have to boost this up. I want to like maybe fisheye this a little bit to make it look bigger and make the sounds, make my voice booming and echoey and the footsteps like thundering and all this other stuff. And I mean, everyone knows me. If they know me personally, I'm very sweet. I'm harmless. Like, I don't like being mean at all. But when I can get into that, like, giantess headspace, I get so cruel. And everyone's just like, you're like a 180, like a 180 personality. And I'm like, I don't know. It's because it's a fantasy thing. So I know that, like, because this isn't a real world thing to explore. I mean, there's ways of role playing it, but because we can't actually shrink someone down to like an inch tall or whatever,
Mhm.
I know it's just like kind of a fantasy immersion. So it now enables me to kind of be more at ease and more enjoying of being like degrading and mean because otherwise I can't really do that. But if I know the fans are really into it and loving it, it enables me to kind of tap into that mind space. And yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Do you
Yeah, I've
see
done some voyeur
porn?
stuff that too. Like when you mentioned voyeur, I've done some videos that I want to get up, going where it's like, oh, I don't even know you're there. We call it like
Mhm.
unaware type of stuff where it's like a really low angle, like you're just this tiny little like thing on my floor, and I don't know you're there, and you're watching me like pleasure myself or get fucked by somebody or whatever. So I feel like there's just a few things that we had mentioned. I'm like, I could see how this could tie into this crazy little thing that I love making content for, and I'm getting some
Yeah.
ideas.
What is like the most memorable like giantess scene that you have filmed so far?
Oh my god, I think there's so many like that are memorable for my own pleasure, for my own reasons. I
Yeah.
think one of the ones that it's the most hilarious to me was there's one where, so it's known as like, so a lot of what I do in the Giantess stuff is gore. You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
this idea like I'm eating the person. And so I have an endoscope. It's this tiny little camera on like a long pole, or like a long little bendable arm. And I've like stuck that in my mouth, and pretended like the person's in my mouth. And I've definitely like twisted the camera around and shoved it to like the back of my throat. So it's like your perspective if you were like in on my tongue, like looking out of my mouth. But I did one video where what as the term is like anal vored, where it's like I stuck this person up my ass. So I had to put this camera like up my butt, but I wanted to be sure to like get a good like angle and everything. So I had like to film this scene, I had like my butt up in the air. I had pumped myself full of air to kind of inflate myself inside, and then got this camera down there to get this shot of like my insides. And that just cracked me up because I was like, man, the lengths I'm going through just to sell this fantasy. But when they came out, I was just like, oh, this works, and the fans loved it, so that felt really good. So that I would say is the one that's kind of the most hilarious to me, just the extent. And I've had fans, or I've known people in that niche that I'm a big fan of, who've taken it a step further, and they're able to shove that endoscope all the way down into their own stomachs and film themselves in there. And they've done other extreme like places with that camera and filmed the inside of their bodies. And I'm just like, that is incredible. That's the equivalent of like sword swallowing to me. You know what I mean? Like that's so extreme, but you're showing this parts of the human body that nobody's ever really gotten to see in this context, in this like fetish context before. Medical professionals see it, but this stuff is like, this is new territory. And so I appreciate that stuff. I haven't really been able to get it down my throat just yet. I need a smaller camera because I was like, I am going to, don't get me wrong, I can
Don't hurt
deep throat like a
yourself.
champ, but it's different when it's this tiny little metal hard thing and it has to go like way down there. Then it's like the body doesn't know what to do with this. So I
Yeah.
have to work on that if I ever get around to doing that.
I mean, if you think about it, when the doctors do it, they always give them like some kind of like Dramamine vibes, you know?
Yeah, something to kind of like numb the
Numb
space.
it, yeah.
It's
Mhm.
the camera I have, it just has this like sharp like edge to it. It's kind of like a hard, because this thing is supposed to be used to inspect motors, like
Mhm.
engines from the inside, like going
Hmm.
through some of the
Yeah.
pipes. So it's not intended to feel comfortable going down. And if to buy a medical endoscope is or a boroscope is like prohibitively expensive. I'm not dropping thousands of dollars, on something like this. So I have to make do. And so I'm trying to just find like a good camera to kind of get this done. And then it's also, then you just have this tube sticking out of your throat and your throat's closing on it, being like, this needs to go either in or out. We don't like this in between.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe you think about trying that like throat numbing spray.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that. Something to really like numb it up, like
Yeah.
maybe would make it relax. I've also, I've gone to these little conventions, SizeCon, like shout out to SizeCon, where it's all people in the size fetish community, and I enjoy kind of like a little bit of like a celebrity there, which is so exhilarating for me.
Hmm.
But that's where I've gotten to talk to these other artists who have been able to do these like more intrusive video shots, and they've given me some tips. And you're like, oh, you want to do it like you want to do it the same time as you're like drinking water. You know what I mean? Because you'll see when you have this camera, starting at the back of your throat, you can see the airway, and your, like the esophagus, like that goes down to your stomach. And you've got to be really careful that you don't shove it down into your lungs. You know what I mean? So they like give you tips on like, you're going to want to drink water at the same time as shoving this down so that your throat knows not to breathe while you're putting this camera down. And I'm just like, this sounds so dangerous, but I am so like, I want to get this. I want to be able to accomplish this, but at what cost?
May I ask
Oh
you
my
may I ask how tall you are?
How tall I am?
Yes.
God.
I'm 5'10".
Okay.
Ooh, you
Not
are
quite.
giant.
Not quite as much as I want to be. I'm probably one of the few trans girls who wish she was taller. Most trans girls want to be shorter, but I'm like, If I could be, if I like, especially I wear my platform heels. I
Hmm.
like standing over people. I like, looking down. I've definitely known a few guys who've been a little intimidated by me by my size, and I find that really hot.
Yeah, I feel like it gives like goddess energy,
Hmm.
like just dominant vibes, just being like, yeah, that's right, I'm taller than
Uh-huh. Yep, I'm just, you got to look up at me like you're looking up at an altar.
you.
Okay.
Mind you, I'm 5'1", so I really would be looking at you up like that.
A lot of people are used to seeing me from like the chin down.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
So
okay. I think you're probably right at like boob height for me then, so that's fun.
Oh, perfect height.
Uh-huh. Just motorboat, on in there.
Exactly.
so we do gotta talk about the new video you did with Mr. Red.
Yes,
Ooh.
absolutely. That's right. I got carried away. So yeah, it's Kayla's big surprise, which is hilarious
Was a
because
surprise. Lovely.
which
I
yeah,
know.
like the video itself, like the was kind of surprised. So I was flying out May of 2025, doing like my tour, like I do, where I fly to Vegas and LA, and I'll just shoot with a bunch of people there, and I like, it's like a routine thing for me. Um, and so I was going out there, and I knew Mr. Red was going to be out there too, and he knew I was coming out. And like the day before I was flying out there, he's like, "Hey, do you want to shoot with Brittany Cade?" And I'm not sure if you guys know, but
Ridiculous.
Brittany Cade is like one of the top trans performers right now. In 2024, with the 2025 awards, she just like swept. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
she got
she's
so
been
many.
big for a while.
She's been big for a bit, but she really killed it this last show. I actually, when I was talking about presenting at the Tees, I was presenting the award for best group scene, and she had actually won that. So I kind of like handed her award. Um, but she, yeah, he's like, "Do you want to shoot with her?" I'm like, "Well, I would love to shoot with her, but like, holy shit, like that's like I'm immediately intimidated." I was like, "She's huge, and I'm just kind of like getting into the scene." But I was like, "Sure, if you can set it up, let's do it." And he made it happen. And so, we shot in Vegas, in a Vegas hotel, and we were like, "Well, what are we going to do for like the story?" And I'm like, "Let's just kind of play with what we have." Like, basically, the premise is like Brittany basically shows up at my front door, and I'm like, "Holy shit! Like, what are you doing here?" Uh, and she's like, "Well, you won the sweepstakes to spend the day with me." And I'm like, "Well, I didn't enter any sweepstakes." She's like, "Oh, well, someone who really likes you must have entered you in for me." It's like, "What do you want to do?" And of course, we get to the fun, hardcore stuff, which was so fun. She's, like I said, I was intimidated, but she is, once we got there talking, she's so
Mm.
sweet, and she's so down to earth, and she's just adorable, and made me feel comfortable. And I just had a great time filming with her. And the second scene is with Pierce Paris, another, just very talented actor, very well endowed, which is, Mama likes. And he basically shows up. It's supposed to be like the next day. And I'm like, I was like, "You'll never guess who showed up my door." And he's like, "Was it Brittany Kane?" I'm like, "How did you know?" And he's like, "Oh, certain friend that, might have entered you into that sweepstakes." And I'm like, "Oh my God, that was you? Like, how can I ever thank you?" And then we did the porn, this is the porn setups, the typical
Thank
porn
you.
setups, right? Yes.
Yes. Perfect.
So we did that, and I was just, it was really, it was a lot of fun. It's my first DVD that features just me. Normally I'm like kind of like
Just
sharing a DVD with other like talented performers, but this, Mr. Red really was like, "I want to put you in your own feature." So that was really nice for him to kind of like take that stake on me. I had a great time working with him. We have something else already in the works. I think we're going to try and do like a group scene, which I'm very excited about because I love doing group stuff. I've gotten a few like threesomes on
Mhm.
video, you know what I mean? But like I've never gotten like a group scene on video before, so I'm like really hoping that we can pull that together because I would just be like, that's just gonna be so hot. I love that.
What would you consider your perfect, I guess, body count for a group scene?
um, I would say, I think when I usually talk to people about wanting to do a group scene, I say like I'd like there to be like five guys. That's
okay.
usually, I think that's like a fun number because I Fortunately, I don't have as many holes as a cis woman, but I like to, like to make do. I've been able to do double anal before, so I'm like, well, maybe if we can get two guys in there at the same time, and then I'm just kind of like, squatting on that, sucking one guy off, and then like, jerking two other guys off. I was like, I think I can handle five guys if we do it like that. And then I've also done like reverse gangbangs where that was like the number we had. It was like myself and four other trans girls and then like the guy. So I'm just like, I feel like six total is like a perfect like group scene. Cause otherwise, like, because you have to consider like the camera guy is the seventh person, the audience is the seventh person. They need to get in there and they need to see everything. And so if you had more than that, then there's always going to be somebody that's just kind of like standing off to the side or something like that, being like awkward. And I think like, having six people on set is like that manageable number. I
And
did
with
get,
an even number, they can couple up in a sense. There's
yeah,
always
that's true.
something
That's
going
true.
on.
With the reverse gangbang I did, with AJ Fresh, he was like our, yeah, he was the stud, and he's the one that really pulled it together, and he had the rest of us in chastity cages. Basically, what we did is like, well, when one of us is really like playing with his cock, like you girls need to be doing something with each other. So there's a lot going on in that, where it's like maybe one or two of us are with him, and then the rest of us are fucking each other with dildos or mouths, whatever kind of we can handle. It was a very hot scene. There was a lot going on. So I feel like as an audience, you're never going to get bored. There's just always someone getting railed in that kind of setup.
Oh, wow.
I feel like times like that, it's almost like hurtful when you don't have two cameras,
Yeah,
because
you
it's like
need
one
to.
camera cannot capture everything. So when you
Yeah,
have two, you get the different perspectives, different angles.
yeah.
Mm.
I got reached out to, since we talked about perverted anime and what's a good number of guys. I got reached out to by a Japanese company about me possibly being in a bukkake
Oh,
video,
wow.
and I was like, yes,
Oh,
please. And they're like breaking it down, like, well, here's the different numbers we do, and they were like, one of them, like with one of like the top ones they do, it's like where you're gonna get cummed on by like 100 guys, like 75 to 100 guys, and I'm like, if you guys can pull that off, that would be like amazing. I am 100% on board for that. Let them come, no pun intended.
Boom,
So
boom,
we'll see if
boom.
that pans out, if that happens, because I would love for it to happen. But
respect.
yeah, fingers crossed, right? Thank you.
So on that case,
hmm
I won't ask spitting, but like, would you prefer facials or swallowing?
Um, I I mean, so when it's on camera, I think facials are kind of hot because I kind of like the transformation of like me starting the video being all like prettied up, and then by the end of the video I'm just wrecked and just getting like cum all over my face. I love seeing like, especially if they get it like in a place where it's like not like in the eye but like dripping over the eye or coming down the mouth and just like coming on the chin. Like I kind of have like a little bit of that like goo fetish, you know what I mean? Like I love sliminess, like just ooze. So like come all over my face is like really hot to me. But I also love swallowing because, as I said, I kind of have like this little bit of like a vor kink there too. So something I'm just like, oh yeah, pump my stomach full of your seed. Like I just think that's like hot. I'm just like, I want to just swallow you down. So
Yes.
um it's a hard choice. I think personally, I do like to swallow more because then I'm like, well, I didn't waste a drop.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of having to wash it off, you're like, yeah, now I have
Yeah.
some dessert.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I'm feeling good. How about yourself? What do you think is hotter?
I definitely agree with the fact of on camera getting that nice warm facial, but
Mm.
like, I don't know, when I'm just kind of doing it in my personal life, I'm like, yes, that's very messy and all, but like, just kind of give it to me,
Uh-huh.
Like,
Absolutely. I
it
want it in
kind of
my
goes,
body.
yeah, it kind of goes with my idea of give me all of it.
Hell yeah, I love
I'm
that.
like, if you're gonna give me that cock, you're gonna give me all of it, including
I'm
that.
earning it. I got my
Yeah,
treat.
exactly.
How about you, Roster? What do you think is hotter?
Honestly, like, I'm just glad someone's down there, so I don't care.
You're just like, whatever. You're like, once I come, I don't care.
Yeah, but yeah,
That's funny. That's considerate of you too, honestly. You're just like, listen, whatever makes you happy.
yeah, like
Right?
Oh,
He's
that's
like,
funny.
I'm just happy I'm a participant.
Yeah,
exactly.
just
I
happy to
got
be
it.
here.
You're like,
Yeah.
thank you. You're touching my you're touching my person. I can't
Yeah,
Oh, it
complain.
feels good.
love it.
Oh my God. See, mind you, Rostar, his kind of thing is that he prefers to watch girl action
Okay.
because it helps him separate the people in it, you know?
Uh huh.
He, the way he thinks about it is like watching boy girls, he thinks of like how he cannot compare or like, you know, in a sense, comparing the sizing and stuff. So just watching some girl
Wait. The way you
boy
worded
play.
that made me sound very small. No, the thing is like this. So there are some people in porn that I know that I am bigger than,
Uh
and then
huh.
there are some people in porn that I know that I'm smaller than. And it's
Okay.
like if you want a dread every day, I can't give you 13 inches. Like I'm sorry, I have boyfriend dick size. So it's like I can that's all I can give. And like if you see that, I'm like, no. But there are some people in porn that, are micros, and I'm like, I can do better than that.
Yeah, I can beat that.
But it's like you don't always get that, so I just avoid it by not watching boy girl.
I love that you described it as boyfriend dick.
Yeah,
Like real world stuff.
yeah.
How do you feel like when because Sarah had mentioned you like girl. How do you feel about like trans girl and trans girl cis girl? Like, does any of that do it for you? Because I know we've got we've got a dick, but I think most of us don't really have much, because we're on hormones and it kind of shrinks it a little bit too. So I'm not sure. How do you feel about those kind of girl scenes?
For me, it really depends on the scenario.
Sure.
So like like if the scenario is like, oh, surprise, whatever, um, that is a TS maybe, but like if it's I wouldn't go into it like, oh, like Gonzo. Like I can't like I hate Gonzo in general. But
Really?
I couldn't do a Gonzo one to try to watch it.
There has to be a storyline.
Like I've said this numerous like I hate movies that don't have like storyline. I need
Yeah.
to know why you're there. And if why you're there doesn't add up, it does nothing for me. And I can't watch it.
Interesting. You're probably one of the few guys I've heard say that. And I'm definitely guilty of doing gonzo sometimes because honestly, like we get on set and I'm just like, listen, like, do you have an idea? Like, no, like, all right, well, we're wasting daylight. Let's just get to the good stuff. And then other times it's like, well, let's do something that's not gonzo. Let's try to plot this out. And then like my co-star will start going through the acting part. I'm just like, oh, like you're not even trying to act. I was just like, okay, like, all right, well, I don't want to put too much pressure on you. Like you're kind of speaking really softly, can't really hear your lines. You're kind of all over the place, and I'm like, listen, I don't want to waste all day trying to film a perfect setup. So let's get to
Yeah.
the fucking, and then we can try to piece. Some of the times if I film Gonzo, when I'm putting my video up on ManyVids, I'll come up with something post. You know what I mean? Like what is what's a believable setup for this, and I'll kind of like make up a little story to sell it on top of it, but it's not really
Mhm.
included in the video half the time.
I know like majority of the time like what she was talking about is I'm recording the scenes, whatever. So if
Uh-huh.
I'm recording it, I give them a scenario, and if they don't like it, I can get like I'm quick to come up with a lot of different ones at one time
Okay.
to try to say this can work, this can work, this can work. And it's just because like I'm looking at it from whenever I'm recording, I think about what I would like. if I was viewing this,
which is great.
as a
Yeah, great place
consumer,
to start for sure.
rather over like, oh, let me be creepy and think, let's do this. If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So, and that's the way I go into it.
I mean, I've got your number now, so I'm going to text you next time I'm filming a scene, being like, hey, here's the setup. What can we do with this? I mean, like, here's what we got. We got these outfits. Here's the person. We got this, setting. Give me a cool plot, and we'll throw it in.
To see, yeah, it really depends on who the co-star is also, because
Hmm.
like if you have you're talking about that gigantic thing, if you have someone. Like let's say you do have AJ Fresh on,
Yeah.
and like depending on the scenario, like just y'all two together, whatever. Like he could be there putting up your TV, whatever,
Uh
and
huh.
like you're just sitting back watching him do that, whatever, and then you see him like fixing like adjusting, and it's just like you're looking at it from afar, and then you'd walk up on him and just give him like a touch to see like how he reacts,
Hmm.
and then he just gave you that. Oh, I like that look, and like and you just it just eases into it,
Uh huh.
because yeah. So yeah,
I like that. Yeah.
Mhm.
I like the.
Oh,
Sorry,
sorry.
go on, Sarah. No,
But
go, go,
funny
go.
enough, I actually did that at Exotica one time because we wanted a storyline, but we couldn't think of something, and we were filming in the hotel. So we just went ahead and just like moved the dresser with the TV, and I just
Uh
unplugged it and literally just left it at that, and just called the
huh.
called for some help. And but the thing is, we like in our sense, because I'm a little goofy, so we kind of made it like funny.
Yeah.
Where he goes in and he tries to fix it. He was like, "Well, of course it's not gonna turn on. It's not plugged in." And I'm like, "Well, whoops! You caught me. Now for the real reason you're here."
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I'm gonna definitely probably have to end up stealing that. But I'm the same way. I love goofy stuff like parody porn or anything like that. I like because
Yeah.
I'm just kind of a naturally silly person anyways. I can't sell the hard acting. It's like I'm having too much fun to really like get into a mindset to sell this like drama.
Yeah.
So the funnier the plot line, the more convincing I think I can be, and it like keeps that energy up that I think makes it more enjoyable, which I think is like part of my brand. People know me as just being very energetic and bubbly and stuff like that. So it's like that's what I want my content to kind of embody. So I'm right there with you. Love goofy stuff.
I honestly feel like we kind of have like a similar like theme to our vibes.
I think so too.
We're both the girl next door.
Uh-huh. A little bit of nerdy, a little bit of geek, like goofy, like it's perfect, right?
Exactly. Absolutely. That well-rounded woman.
Uh-huh. Approachable, like we can make you laugh, but we can also just make your dreams come true.
Or I can make you cry.
Oh, no. I mean, you could
And you
definitely
might
make me
like
cry. I cry so easily. It's embarrassing.
I mean, I can make you cry in a dirty way.
Oh, really? Go on. How are you going to do that, huh?
I mean, I have some strap-ons with your name on them.
Ooh.
I can definitely make you tear up.
Okay, okay, I'm down. I want to see this. I want to feel it. Maybe if sometime when we're at the same Exotica, we can make that happen.
Oh, maybe you can be my. We can go with plumber, or we can go with electrician or mechanic. Like
I don't think anyone's going to be convinced that I know anything about plumbing or electricity.
that's the point. That
Yeah.
that could literally be the point of the story, you
You should.
know?
How about just you invite me over because you make me believe that you're interested in watching some anime, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like,
Oh yes, that
I
would
brought a
be
bunch of these things. You're like,
awesome.
I don't really want to watch it. I want to live it. I was like, what's your sexiest anime? Let's make it happen.
Hmm. And it would be funny if I was like in a super sexy outfit and you were just in like some nerdy kind of like PJs. So you just be like, "Oh, we were
I'll do the
ripping
I'll
around." Right?
the typical otaku wear. I'm wearing like an oversized, sweater, my glasses, my hair is tied back, and all that.
Mhm. Exactly. I
Super
think that'd
cute.
be so cute.
I love it. We'll have to make it happen.
Mhm. Maybe
Okay.
I'll even squirt on your glasses. Who
I
knows?
would love that. I love squirt.
Mm.
Fluids. I'm very much into fluids. Like, spit is my favorite. I
Ooh.
love spit. Like, oh my God. Like, I love getting sloppy blowjobs. I love just all of that. Like I said, I kind of like this like
Mhm.
goo fetish type of thing, but like squirting, I like too because it's just one of those like, oh, like I'm doing a good job.
Like, right? Exactly. I love me some squirt. Honestly, both juices I love because it's like, wow, like you did this for me, you know?
Yeah,
Like, wow,
yeah.
did you feel that way? And
Uh-huh. Okay, I'm interested. This crossover is going to be really spicy.
right? I'm
Oh,
glad.
All
Roster's
right.
quietly judging us or judging
Yeah,
me
I was like, what,
here.
you got something to say, Roster?
no, no, no. It was no. I'm over here thinking we hit time already, and I'm over here just waiting for y'all to stop
Oh, we
Googling.
definitely. We're like, yeah, that's typical with me. And once you get me talking, I don't shut up.
Oh no, no, no.
Love that
But
about
as
you.
I said, we have hit time. Where can anybody find you and enjoy your content and all that fun stuff?
The best place to go is my personal website, kaelaluna.com. So it's KAELALUNA.com. And that's just going to have a list of everything. That's going to have my clip stores. That's going to have the studio work I've done, like links to those sites. That's going to have like booking information, like my email. And then all my social medias are all listed there too. I would say I'm probably the most active on Twitter, but you can't search. I mean, if you try searching me, you're probably not going to find me because I've been search banned for years. Just a little too spicy even for Twitter. But I highly recommend people check it out because I post. I don't hide the goods behind paywalls. I
Mhm.
obviously need to make my money somehow, but like I love sending out those teasers, 30-second teasers that really give you an idea of what you're in store for. And I've been scolded by a lot of my peers being like, you give a little too much in these. You need to leave something to sell. And I'm like, I just want them to see. I want them to know what I'm doing because,
You're like, I'm
like you're
trying to spice up their day.
well, yeah, like you're saying, like I like to be watched. I feel that way too. I'm like, I want them to see. I'm like, this shot was really hot. I want that to be forefront. You know what I mean? Like, look at this. Look at that giant dick going into my butt. That's amazing.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Sarah Lace, where can we find you?
Yes, you guys can find me on iamsaralace.com. All of my links to my social medias are on there.
We are the Burbank Movies on Instagram, Burbank Movies on Facebook and the Twitter and on Blue Sky. And burbankmovies.com. This is everything that we do from fitness to photography to Sarah stuff to what we do and a whole bunch of other crap we just exist. Oh, we have merch too. That's on there somewhere too. You can buy merch. Um, I'm Rawstar, Rawstar, too many R's. Rawstarr on Instagram and Twitter and the Blue Sky. Thank you again for coming on. You are
Thank you for having
amazingly
me.
fun and awesome. And honestly, like even though we had to cut this at this moment, whatever,
Uh
I
huh.
feel that we keep on going on and on and on. You are a very interesting person, and I hope that
Thank you.
everybody can see the joy in watching who you are.
I hope
And
so
yeah,
too.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
we'll have to.
shout
You'll have
out.
to have. Huh?
Sorry, I was gonna say shout out to Don Marco.
yeah, shout out to Don
Yes.
Marco.
What a great
And I
guy.
hope everybody, like this is coming out January 5th. I hope everybody had a good new year. You're sober.
Yes.
You haven't
Yes.
already broken your New Year resolution.
Uh huh.
Um, yeah. So
Yeah. I'm. Yep. And like I was, if you guys should have me on in a little, like couple, maybe a year or so, coming back on here, and we'll catch each other up on what animes we've watched. We'll do a little update.
I'm down. I am
Please.
so down.
That would be so much fun.
All
Yeah.
right,
I'll
everybody,
give you
be
a
well.
list.
Everybody be well, stay blessed, and be good to each other.
Mhm.